La 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 la.
Let's take a walk, provided radiation's low and the weather's good. We'll take a stroll through where there used to be a neighborhood. I host a clinic called The Finer Points of Settlerhood. Wish I could say it brings a crowd. Oh baby doll, doomsday went about as well as you said it would. God, I tried to love the bomb and never could. There's such a heavy bomb in the humid air of rotted wood. Wish I could clear the smoke and show you clouds. The meek will get the earth, though the earth will be long dead. The meek will gladly take what we can get. And when we meet the earth, if there's no earth to be found, we'll just join the poison in the ground. Whoa, 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 whoa.
It costs that much cause it takes me fucking hours. Fucking hours. It costs that much cause I don't have superpowers. Superpowers. So you need to pay for my skills cause exposure doesn't pay the bills. It costs that much cause it takes me fucking hours. You need to pay for my skills cause exposure doesn't pay the bills. It costs that much cause it takes me fucking hours.
Well, hello. Come all to the midnight ball. Well, the midnight 12:15 ball, I guess. Not good with numbers. What's going on, y'all? Secret show. We're back. It's another weekend of fun, adventure, random talk. And you know who I'm joined by, of course, my brand new Friday night co-host, Miss Jimmy, Jim, jammity, jooby.
That's right. I've never been called that. I love it.
And I'm not drinking either.
That's awesome. I should be.
That's a natural high right there, kids. What happened? Reef, no, you're fine, man. Actually, you worked out perfect, brother. I started the show at 12:15. The 15 minutes before is filler stuff. So a little music for the kiddies. You know, kind of get everybody settled in their seats, ready for the show kind of thing. So yeah, Reef in the house. I just want to, he had a great show earlier tonight, Reefer After Dark, and he did this thing called Who Are These People? And it's these random face generator thing that you see on the bots on Twitter and stuff like that. And we trying to figure out who these people were, and they were just made up people. These are not people, like real people. So you could say whatever you want to about them. Although when Skynet does go live, and it will, the robots will get their revenge. So yeah, how you doing? Doing all right, Jimmy? Yeah.
Yes. Saying hi to everyone in the comments section.
Let's do that. We got Indy left. He's on Facebook. Good to see you, brother. Laney's here. Kelly, good to see you. Frankie Lee. Andrew, the Rockford Files. He was doing his show the other night. I believe it was the NBA draft. That was kind of fun. He was my background audio while I was doing some editing, so I appreciate that. I think the edits turned out right, thanks to you, Andrew, so I appreciate it. Who else we got here? Brandy is here. Good to see you. Like I said, Reef's here. Ed Heller, what is going on, brother? Signs is here too. Amberly, did we already say Amberly? Well, it's all right, we'll say it. Her name's so nice, we'll say it twice. Dolores is here too. I believe who else is here? Yona was here too. He may have dipped in and out. So yeah, I think I got everybody. I think I did. Okay, we'll say we did. If I missed you, I'll try to aim better next time. So
Typical guy.
I know, right? I forget shit all the time. I think it's, you know what? I haven't smoked or had edibles in like a few months. Like maybe about 2 or 3 months, I think. And but I still have stoner brain. Is that a thing? I think, is it just like a residual? Oh my goodness. Oh wait, before you answer that, my niece Julia is watching on Facebook. Have blood relatives in the chat. Good to see you, wow. Julia's my favorite niece. She's my only
you're
niece.
Succeeding when family comes in and watches you.
Julia's one of my my cool, she's my cool niece. You know, her brother's kind of a square. I love him to death. He's a great guy, but it's kind of a square. We call him Shinny. His name is Jimmy too, but we call him Shinny because his shins are ticklish. And so we were at Julia's wedding at her mom's house. I'm gonna tell this story of Julia. So Jimmy's in there, and he's like staunch Republican, right? Kind of a he's got a good sense of humor, but he's a little bit of a Republican. So so we have to give him hell. The liberal folk do anyway, or the lefties, not liberal with a little L, not big L. So long story short, we found out that he's ticklish on his shins, and we found his kryptonite. So I think that whole weekend we kind of gave him a little bit of hell for that, but that's okay. He's a young guy. He's doing all right. So anyway,
That's what family's for. Absolutely.
yeah, yes. So Julia, good to see you.
Yeah. Hi.
It'd be fun if her mom was watching. Her mom is a hoot. She's kind of like her brother. Well, she's kind of like Julia's brother, Jimmy, because she's a Republican too. But I think she's a recovering Republican. So she's starting to learn the error of her ways as she gets older. So that's always a good thing. Better late than never, right? So
Right.
Anyway, I'm talking too much. Please, the floor is yours. What's going on? Tell me
No,
a
this
story.
is cool. You have family in here. That's so awesome.
Yeah, Julia's really cool. I think she thought I was kind of a stiff. She didn't know me very well until she got to know me, and then she was like, "All right, you're pretty cool." And yeah, and I was a bit silly at her wedding too. I think I scared her husband a little bit, maybe just a little.
Good.
Well, you better take care of my niece.
That's right.
I'm gonna come out the trailer park with my big 2x4. I call it whoop ass.
Hey, that's the way to go. My sister's wedding, her husband's grandfather told him to get a better wife. So take
What?
that.
No way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't even know why. But yeah, I have it on videotape.
Aw, love you too, Julia. You're a sweetheart. She's East Coast too, so she might be a little bit she may be going to bed soon. So, she's a mommy. She's got a great kid. Her husband's pretty funny too. Yeah, I never had kids, as you know, but I think if I ever had a daughter, I would be that kind of dad to where, like, if she was going out with somebody, I wouldn't even really care, but I would be just to be that guy. I would say, I want to meet this boy. Bring him by the house before you go out. I want to talk to him, and I want her to be like, no, you don't have to talk to him. That's fine. You bring him by the house. I'm just want to get to know him a little better, see who's taking up my little sweet angel. So,
Oh yeah, my dad had a boyfriend application, and at the very end after spending like 2 to 3 pages filling out multiple choice questions and essay answers, at the very end it said that there was a 2 to 5 year waiting period for approval for the boyfriend application. So
yeah, I would have been if I would have had a daughter, she would have hated me, and she would have never had a social life probably. I would just be very protective. I'm kind of like that. I guess that's why I never became a dad. I would just been like too protective of the kids, and they would have been real sheltered, and I would have had to take them to a home. I would have homeschooled them or something, just like, you're not going out in that world. That world's evil. I don't want my children out there. But Dad, we have to make money, and we have to earn a living. And no, you stay in this house forever. Randy says, we didn't date until we moved out because my uncle is the type to be cleaning his guns. Yeah. Damn right. I would have some guns too. Especially if I was still living down south. Oh yeah, I'd have some guns. My I mean, not like a lot. I mean, you know, I wouldn't have like a gun show or nothing in my house, but just like, you know, when I was growing up, my dad had guns. He had a 22 rifle and he had a shotgun. He never used the shotgun because that thing had too big of a kick on it, you know. But he had the 22 and he just shot, you know, like armadillos would try to dig up the front yard. So that was what he used the 22 for, because he couldn't stand those fucking armadillos carving up his yards. You'd be in the middle of the night trying to sleep on a hot summer night. We didn't have air conditioning either. We had fans. So you're just like, oh God, please let the sweat cool me off. And you finally get to sleep and you hear patow, and you're like, what the fuck? And then you look out there and there's like, you know, an armadillo with like X's for eyes. You're like, oh, you came in the wrong yard, buddy.
Yep.
Oh, Reeve says, looks like Jimmy has the gun show tonight. Let's see those. Look at that. That's right. Better call the vet, because those pythons are sick. Oh, that's
10 years
right.
of pole dancing right there, baby.
2 tickets. 2 tickets to the gun show. Man, you're so tiny and I look huge. I'm gonna have to lean back a little bit. I'm just like, I'm pulling a Robert Durden here. I'm trying to like fill up the whole thing with my face. I've noticed that. So Robert Durden does that whenever not when he's doing his like his taped videos. When he records videos, he's about like where you are. But then when he's on a live stream, right, he's all like, hey, are we live? Hey, you got any cookies? What's in here? It's like he's looking around. And Kid Cabello does that too. I've noticed him on a live stream too. He'll just be like, boom, there's nothing but face. I'm like, come on, y'all. What's going on? Hey, there's one of our producers there. Well, we got 2. One producer is on Facebook and Les Bones has joined us. He is on YouTube's. What's up, buddy? Good to see you. Oh, fuck, no, he doesn't. Not for no live streams. Dude's got like the camera like right there. Like, you need to teach that boy. Teach the boy. Come on, Indy. Look, I was in TV production 10 years. I know how to frame somebody up. I see that and I'm just like, it's like OCD. You know what I mean? Just like, no. It's the rule of thirds. The rule of thirds. The rule of thirds. Thirds. Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
No, he's a good kid. I don't mean to give him any hell. So, oh, now Ed's making he's making excuses. Sometimes it's because laptop cams won't let you zoom out. Yeah, that's all well and good, Ed. Or you could not take the phone and eat it. Okay, sorry. Yeah, I'm very particular when it comes to that. When I do this setup and stuff, it's like, you know, I'm very like, I mean, you know, some people, they just fire up StreamYard and, you know, they got their camera and their mic. That's it. That's all they do. This is a whole production. You know, we got little fancies and we do things a little differently around here.
Yep.
This is my niece to a T. Oh my God, Uncle Buddy, you are me. So I am in the family, I am Uncle Buddy. So I think I've told that story before, because when my dad, he'd get off of work when I was a little kid, he'd get off work and he'd call me his little buddy, like Gilligan's Island, like the skipper called Gilligan his little buddy. And then he'd read me stories and stuff like that. So there was a big brouhaha when it came to my name, because when I started getting older, my relatives would start calling me Buddy in public around the normies, people I wasn't related to. And these people would be like, who is this Buddy person? Who is this? Are you, do you have multiple personalities? What is this? And I'm like, no, it's a family nickname. So, and they were more sensitive about it than I was, because I was just like, look, I tell you what, my family calls me Buddy, friends, everybody else, they call me Warren. That's it, right? And my sister, my middle sister, she had to make a big deal about it, because like one day we were in public. I think we were with one of her friends or something. She goes, hey, Buddy. Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, Warren.
Oh.
What the fuck's wrong with you? Yeah, she did like really made a big deal out of it, and I was like, you're stupid. You need a drink or something. go, go smoke some weed. Atres, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. We got a lot of people watching. I got 21 over here, 2 on the Rockfin. Nice.
Hey.
Good times. I've talked way too much. I'm a chatty Cathy. But I'm not.
That's what I love about you.
Oh, see, you don't have to do any work. It's nice. That's why you agreed to do the show, right? You're like, he'll do all the talking. I just sit back and look pretty. It's nice. You know, say some smart stuff every once in a while and make him sound stupid and, you know, that kind of thing.
No.
That's our thing. I do say some stupid shit, though, sometimes.
That's great.
What do you want to talk about, Jimmy? What do you got? What do you got for us?
Oh, I want to see chickens first. I haven't seen the chickens yet.
Damn it. You are absolutely right. I feel like I've neglected my my feathered brethren and sisters of the traveling pants. Let me see if we can pull them up real quick. Survey says chickens, cock-a-doodle-don't. What's going on here? So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all upper deckers. Nobody in the cheap seats tonight. It's good. That means they're living large. Good to know. We love the chickies. But you know, I always miss. There's always like they have this thing, like the chicken lullaby meter. There's like a chicken party. It's like once you get enough, they get enough donations. Then they can then there's like I don't know, they get fed or something. I don't know what kind of witchcraft these people are using. But I'm pretty sure I always miss it every damn time, you know? It's like you know what it's like? It's like, okay, this goes back to No Man's Sky. It's like that big giant worm I told you about. So in No Man's Sky, this video game that we play, on certain planets, there's these huge, it looks like a big giant, like it's like the size of a like a starship or something. It floats through the air and then it crashes into the ground, and then you see it like every once in a great while. So that's how
we'll be sitting there for like 4 hours waiting for one to come by.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
and then like what happened with me the other day, like you got to see it and I'm running over there as fast as I can, and as soon as I got there to right next to where you were, you said it disappeared. Like, you motherfucker.
You know, I feel like Big Bird when he sees the Snuffleupagus, and he's the only one that can see Snuffy, and so then he tries to tell people, and everybody on Sesame Street's like, nah, Big Bird, you're like smoking too much grass or something, man. There's no elephants here. What's wrong with you?
So then the question is, are they really feeding the birds? The chickens, I mean, yeah.
I don't know. I mean, one can assume because they're still alive, right? So
what if they just replace them when you're not there?
Westworld. It's like the robot chickens, but not like the TV show. So they're robot chickens, and then they break, and then they replace it with an exact duplicate. Did you ever see that show, Westworld, or any of the movies?
Mm-mm.
No?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so what's up, Wesley? Good they dosed Big Bird. They sure did. You had to be fucked up to be on Sesame Street because all them creatures and stuff. You guy living in a trash can, you know he was a junkie. So, or, you know, he was on something. He's living in a trash can and he loved it. So, Westworld is about, okay, so let's start from the beginning. So in the 70s, there was this movie called Westworld, right? And it had Richard Benjamin and Yul Brynner in it. And it was like rich people would go to this this big open world place, but it was they themed it as the Wild West. And all cowboys and like the saloon girls and all that stuff, they were all robots, you know, there to pleasure you, you know, or to give you adventure or some shit, whatever. And something went wrong with the robots, and then the robots started attacking the guests, right? So so then they had so that was the 70s. So like a few years ago, they did a TV show called Westworld.
Mm-hmm.
And it's based on that, but it's just, you know, it's a TV show, so they have to stretch it out. So the first season was like really good. Second season was kind of, yeah. And then it just seems like it's just gotten kind of worse as it's gone along. But, you know, if it's you know, if you're into that sort of thing, it's not bad. You know, I mean, I dug it. I was able to stick through it. I can watch bad sci-fi just because I love the genre so much, you know. I mean, I'll watch like really bad sci-fi. What's the worst? You like sci-fi? Do you like any of that stuff?
I love sci-fi. Don't get me started on the worst because I'm gonna get so many haters from it. But I do
All right,
love
let's.
sci-fi. Yeah.
All right, what is okay? We can't say what's the best or what's the worst because that's really hard to do. But
I hate to say it, but Star Trek, man, that shit's hard to watch. It's so boring.
all right, wait. So there's like several incarnations of Star Trek. So it's like any of it? You don't like any of it?
It okay, the TV shows, I definitely can't do I can sit through a movie of it, but the TV shows, whoo, is
All right.
brutal. Like I
You
would
don't like
only watch it for the guy from Reading Rainbow and like the actors in it. So
Oh, so you would say if you didn't like any of them, but the one you probably liked the most was probably the Next Generation with what's his name? Reading Rainbow. Um
yeah.
I want to say Cleavon Little. That's not it. I didn't say now I'm gonna get hate for not knowing who he
It's
is.
such an easy name to remember too.
I remember his character's name. His name was Jordy. Yeah, it is. I tell you, I got Stoner Brand. LeVar Burton. Thanks, Ed, for the
There you
hint.
go. Yep.
So okay, so yeah, I wasn't high enough for sorry. I know, I tell you, the first time I get high after the being off for these few months, be a doozy. Okay, so you've seen The Next Generation, right? With LeVar Burton and
I've seen no, because that's the TV show. So I've seen like maybe 10 episodes. That's it.
right? Now what is it?
Yeah.
Now it's okay. You don't have to like everything. What was it about what was about it that you didn't like?
I think it's my age. I think that I was so used to graphics in a certain way in shows and stuff that it just seemed cheap and fake. That I couldn't get into the storyline because a lot of it just didn't seem realistic.
So it was the graphics, the special
The
effects you weren't.
graphics, the set design, yeah.
Okay. People tend to forget that Next Generation started in the late 80s. Everybody thinks it was a
Right.
90s show. It was a 90s show, but it started I want to say it started around 87, I think, something like that. Yeah. So so then so you have the original series with Shatner,
Right.
Spock, Live Long and Prosper.
Right.
And then you had Next Generation years later. So that was 60s.
Mhm.
So then you had Next Generation. Then you had Deep Space Nine, I believe. With the guy and people, this is for you older folks out here, and this is a little taste of random. So, there was a show called Spencer for Hire with Robert Urich, and it had that guy was in that show. The captain of DS9 was in that show with Robert Urich, and he played like some sort of streetwise dude. Yeah. What's up, Wesley? Good to see you, brother. So I can never remember anybody's real names. I remember his name was Cisco. He was Captain Cisco. I've never seen that or Voyager. There was that was the one where that was the Lost in Space one. I've seen episodes of it, but I've never seen like the whole thing. Next Generation, love Next Generation. I did love the original series because I was a little kid when I was watching the reruns, and that was just like there wasn't really anything else on. This was pre-cable. We lived out in the woods, so we didn't have cable. We just had whatever we could get off the antenna, and that was the only science fiction that we could really get. Avery Brooks, yes, thanks. He played Hawk in Spencer for Hire. Ed is my encyclopedia of pop culture knowledge from way back, so I appreciate you. But I've heard that Deep Space Nine is better than Next Generation. Some people like Voyager, but they're like, it's not as good. I did watch Enterprise. Now that's the one with Scott Bakula. See, I remember Scott Bakula's name because it's hard to forget a name like Bakula. It's like Dracula, but it's like if you took a bat and Dracula and put them together, you'd still have Dracula, but it'd be Bakula.
Nice.
Right on, right on.
Hell yeah.
I keep getting older. They stay the same age. Right on, right on, right on.
Right on, right on.
Right on, right on. That's right. That's right. I'm gonna be your new governor. I'm gonna be your governor of Texas. That's right. Yeah, so yeah, and every Trek series had its hit or miss episodes. Well, I mean that's fine. I loved Enterprise because it was like the prequel to all of that. Well, yeah, it was the prequel to the original series too. This was just like maybe 100 and something years in the future. We just started making starships and I thought it was a really good show, but they ended up canceling it. And it was just I guess it wasn't the kids' cup of tea, but it was pretty good. And now you have the new stuff, and I'm kind of like on this new stuff. So you have what Discovery, Star Trek Discovery STD.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's a disease, that's for sure. And then Picard is kind of weird. It's like, I'm old, and okay, Patrick Stewart's getting a little long in the tooth. He I don't know. I think that's not quite good to treat an old person like that. If he wants to do it, I guess, but
that was like where they had like the 3 different generations of him in like one time, right?
Well, that was I think that was the final episode of Next Generation, because it shows him in the past, it shows him in the present, it shows him in the future, and he's like kind of old and senile in the future, and he's trying to get Riker to Commander Riker to like take the ship somewhere, and so it's a real, if you were into this that Star Trek series, it was a really good ending to it. Kris Legion in the house. What's up, brother? There was a lot of Star Trek shows. You had the original series, you had Next Generation, you had Deep Space Nine, you had Voyager, you had Enterprise, now you have Discovery, and you have Picard, and the new one is Strange New Worlds, and that's the one with Captain Pike, who for those of you, yes, Atris, I did cut my hair. Thank you. So the Strange New Worlds has Captain Pike. Now the pilot for the original series back in the 60s had Jeffrey Hunter as Captain Pike. There was no William Shatner. I think the only person that was on there that stayed on was Spock. Spock was like he was in the pilot, and then they ended up replacing everybody else. And so, but anyway, they said, well, that was such a good idea to have this Captain Pike character. Let's give him a whole series. So, Policy Oracle, what's up? Comes from the land down under. What time is it there? Oh, I guess
it should be afternoon sometime.
Oh, okay. So he's probably the most awake of all of us.
Yes.
Yes, Chris, he is. I love Patrick Stewart too, and not just in Star Trek either. He's been in some other stuff too, some other movies and stuff. When you get him and who is it? Ian McKellen together. They're a nutty pair. Those two. So, all right. So no Star Trek. Okay, I can dig that. I guess I'm kind of a fan, but
I'm listening. Hey, I'm listening.
All right. Well, I mean, I guess if I gotta say that there's very little science fiction that I don't like, right? I mean, there's some bad science fiction. I mean, you like B movies and stuff like that. Yeah, that's some pretty bad shit.
Mhm.
Good night, Julia. Thanks for coming out, doll. Get some sleep. Give that baby a kiss for me. All right. As our buddy JB says, forehead kisses. Propaganda Live. What's up, buddy? Good to see you. He was streaming earlier too.
Good idea. Hit like. I'm gonna do that right now. There's only 2 likes on there right now.
What? What kind of heresy is this? Yeah, if y'all wouldn't mind, oh, wait a minute. Hold on a second. I got something for that ass. You ready? We can use it. You ready? Here we go. What the fuck is this? What the demons?
It's the greatest thing ever.
That was one of the things I was working. That was one of the things I was working on this week. Is wait, we gotta do it one more time. I'm sorry. That's just too much. So there we go. Look at him shitting out an egg, please, like. I got shit out. Look at his face. Ah! And then his face again. Ah! There you go. Hey, get the fuck out of here, you stupid, crazy ass bird. Anyway,
I mean, it's a success in the comment section, so.
I think Kris is like, what the hell? What kind of a show is this? Just loop this while the stream. Oh yeah, you just hear dead chickens the whole time. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Fuck it. You know what? You and I will just have a little conversation somewhere else. Just let the chicken run the show. Why not?
Exactly.
Good night, Julia. All right, so Actress said, I'm gonna eat it. You gotta be quick. You better be quick, Actress. That chicken ain't slow. He come for you in the night.
In the night.
All right. So yeah, there's very little like as far as like sci-fi that I don't like. If I gotta say out of all the popular stuff, it's not like I don't like it. I'm just like I'm not a super fan is Star Wars. I'm just like, you could talk about Jamiroquai, Kamuya Maya, who lives on the planet Xandu, and I'm like, fuck, I don't know who that is. I don't really care. There's just way too many characters. It's like Game of Thrones to me. They just throw all these fucking characters at you in Star Wars. You're supposed to remember this shit, and then by the time you learn everybody's names, they throw in like 20 or 30 more at you, and you're like, fuck, man. The fuck I'm just gonna call you dude, and I'm gonna call you Squid Head because you look like you got a squid on your head. Green Meadows, what's up? Good to see you. So yeah, Supernatural was a good show. What's up, gamer? That ran for a long time. Did you ever watch Supernatural?
No.
What do you like? You probably don't watch a whole hell of a lot of sci-fi, right?
Not too much. No, I'm more into the horror genre. I like gore, horror, fantasy, things like that.
Well, you're a pretty girl too. I would assume that you probably wouldn't like that much sci-fi. See, geeks.
No, I do, just not as much. I'm more like the fantasy sci-fi than like the tech sci-fi.
Yeah, like maybe like Never Ending Story, that kind of stuff. Legion.
Yeah, I guess that would be a little bit better. I'm trying to
Did
think of,
you?
yeah, like a good fantasy sci-fi stuff.
I don't know. You may have been too young for that. Did you ever see Legion? I think that was the one with Tom Cruise and Mia Sarah. I think that was in that. You ever
I
see
don't
that?
know.
Is it
I
Legion?
don't think so.
Maybe I'm thinking of something else. Uh, 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 Princess Bride.
Yep. I've seen that tons of times. Like The Happening. You ever seen that? It's kind of like a scary sci-fi thriller type, like sci-fi thrillers, like Cabin in the Woods. What's the
Cabin in the
one?
Woods. I love Cabin in the
That one
Woods.
was That one literally changed my life in horror movies. Like, it had been a long time since I'd seen a good one that really got me. That's the kind of stuff I like, the thriller sci-fi stuff. The stuff that gets, like, turns in the end. Pan's Labyrinth, I think that's a Guillermo del Toro movie. It's in Spanish. Great sci-fi. It's got, like, fantasy creatures and things like that that scare this little girl. That kind of stuff. I like that.
I've learned that I love Korean movies. Like
Korean are
it's
really good. Yeah.
Train to Busan. Have you seen that? It's a
No.
do you like wait, let me ask you this. Do you like any kind of zombie movies?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So yeah, so Train to Busan is a zombie movie. It's like if Speed met The Walking Dead, only they're those 28 days later fast zombies.
Okay.
Kelly wants to know if you're into the Cube movies, any of those the Cube movies.
Cube movies. I've seen a movie called The Box, which was interesting. I think it's with oh god, the blonde-haired chick from The Mask. What's her name? Cameron Diaz. The Box, I think it's called. That's an interesting sci-fi
Oh,
movie.
okay.
It's,
Right
some
on.
guy comes up to her house and her and her husband's house, half of his face is like missing. I guess he's like a being from another planet. They can choose to either take $1 million or open this box and somebody else dies and they get even more money or something like that. So they have 24 hours to choose whether or not they want to push the button in this box. And it's just a whole story about that. And then the crazy twist at the end of, everybody makes the decision to actually kill their family member and take the money. And so the box goes to the next person and the story continues. It's a cool one.
I watched a movie called The Box, but it wasn't horror. It was on it was on Pornhub. Anyway, no, there was
I'll
I'm
look
into
into
like
it though. Cube, 3 Cube
Cube.
movies.
Yeah, Cube. I know what Kelly's talking about. That's yeah, it's like these people, they wake up inside like this giant, like it's a cube, and they have to go through these doors, and there's like death traps and stuff, and it's really good. Um I'm
I
kind
like
of
that.
more I'm kind of more into the older school horror, like, well, I say older school, like from the early 80s, like The Shining and American Werewolf in London. Um
Mhm.
those are probably two of my favorites. American Werewolf in London with David Naughton. For those of you who are like really old in the chat, you may remember he was in the Dr. Pepper commercial. He was the one who sang, "I'm a pepper, he's a pepper, she's a pepper, we're a pepper. Wouldn't you like to be a pepper too? Be a pepper, drink Dr. Pepper." Ooh. Oh yeah. Also bringing out Tremors. All right, we got to talk about Tremors. Have you seen Tremors?
It's been a very, very long time. Yes, I have seen it a long time ago, and it scared me because I lived in the desert at that time. So running around in the desert was like, yeah, your imagination as a child, you're like, this shit's gonna happen.
You were like walking
Absolutely.
on hard surfaces and you never got into the dirt or anything like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Tremors is probably one
Absolutely.
of the most underrated movies of the genre because
Yeah.
it is so good. It is like it's incredibly, yeah, they made 6 Tremors movies. That's true. Um
Damn.
wait, who
That's
was it?
nuts.
Kris said he was in a movie called Midnight Madness with a young Michael J. Fox. Who was that, Kris? You're not talking about Footloose guy, are you? 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon. The Tremors is so good because Fred Ward, R.I.P. He just passed away not too long ago. It made me sad. I was like, that's it for Tremors. Even though I don't think he was in any of the other 4, maybe. No, that was David Naughton. Was in American Werewolf. David Naughton was with Midnight Madness. Okay. I know we're like all over the place. So that just reminded me of something I've seen. There was this mini series. I think it was maybe Netflix or something. And it's by the same director, and it was called The Haunting of Hill House, something like that. And then there was another series he did called Midnight Mass, and they're on an island like in the Northeast somewhere, like off the coast, and it's really good stuff. And they're supposed to be doing a remake of the Fall of the House of Usher, and it usually has like the same cast. It's almost like kind of like American Horror Story, you know how they have kind of like the same same actors, but then they play different characters each year, kind of thing. So yeah, Midnight Mass was very good. Was very
I have to agree
Stephen
with Kelly. I
King-esque.
like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies. Those were one of my favorites growing up. I think
You
that's
know
what
what?
got me into the whole horror genre was I like the kind of horror movies where things are happy and exciting and like fun and outgoing, but there's horror. Kind of like a lot of like what American Horror Story does a lot of. But I think like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the family itself was one of the first to kind of really bring a lot of that into it. Even like Rob Zombie's House of a Thousand Corpses and The Devil's Rejects, that family was based off of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre family. So that's what really got me into, because I'm a huge Rob Zombie fan, like absolute enormous Rob Zombie fanatic when it comes to his movies. So I think that's what got me really into it. I love that. And then now with like the Squid Games that came out, like the adding in like a game show aspect to it, it's so cool. I mean, and then when the Saw movies came out too, those were wow to me. So that's the kind of stuff I like is that twisted, happy-go-lucky kind of thing, like clowns. They're scary, but they're funny at the same time. That's what I like.
Did you see it? Like either the 90s version or the more recent one?
Yep, I've seen both. Absolutely.
Which one do you think was better?
It's always going to be the older one. It's the
Tim
actor.
Curry?
I love Tim Curry is one of my favorite actors. So yeah, always gonna be. Now the new one, they did really good on the face, the graphics, everything, was really well. Unfortunately, they had, well, I guess fortunately for social sake, they added in the storyline to it and stuff, but I still love Tim Curry. Tim Curry's always gonna be a favorite of mine. He's a great villain.
What's up? What's up, VS Adams? Talking about Carrie. Now there's 2 versions. There's a Sissy Spacek Carrie, and then there's the new Carrie, which I have not seen, but I have seen the old one, the original Carrie with John Travolta. John Travolta's in it too. Wow. Was she gonna get all that pig blood on him, man? Whoa. That's my horrible John Travolta. You're welcome.
That's
Amber's talking about the first Blair Witch movie. Yeah,
Yeah, that was scary. Because is it like, okay, I was a teenager when that came out. So when I didn't know that they had even made documentary type movies, I didn't even know that stuff existed. So me sitting in my house as a 17-year-old, putting that in my DVD player and watching that and not realizing that it's a movie, it absolutely terrified me. That was the coolest thing I had ever seen in my life. Oh, that was so great.
And the way they did it too, like social, this was like 99, I think is when it came out. So like social media wasn't really a thing then. But what they did was they set up, uh, they had a website for that, and got it to spread word of mouth. And I think they maybe put it in some advertisements or tried to put it in some newspapers or something, that this was an actual thing. Uh, um, that there was really a Blair Witch, which was based on the Bell Witch, which it was, well, at least that was a real story. That was one that people have actually seen, the Bell Witch. But Blair Witch, yeah, the way they set it up, they had like some of the found footage, little teasers on the website. That was like the first of its kind. No movie had ever done that before. And it just made it sound like the shit was real. And everybody I don't know how much they spent on that movie. I want to say they spent, I don't know. I want to say $40,000-$50,000 on that movie, and it ended up making millions.
Yeah.
It was crazy, but it was like the one thing that turned everybody off though was that damn shaking camera. It was just like when you're watching it at home, that's one thing. But when you're watching on a big screen and shit shaking all over the place, it was a little off-putting for some people, you know. And there was reports of people having like seizures and stuff like that because it was like, people getting crazy and like the shaking and stuff. But the ending, that was the payoff, and I was like, okay, I'm hooked. And then I watched the second one. No, thank you. They tried to make it into it just turned it went from a found footage movie to like a B movie, and it just like it was pretty stupid. Chris says the scariest movie potentially ever made would be Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer getting it on. Oh, I'm so glad I'm not eating.
I mean, if there's a market for it, I could turn it into a movie. I just have to write the script.
I don't know. I do want to see like two like crypt keepers getting it on. That would be
its own version of a genre horror.
Sorry. Yeah, that would be horror. Oh, they could call it geriatric horror, where it's just
perfect.
It's okay. All right. Speaking of which, I know you're like, wow, king of segue. How are you going to segue out of this? There's a movie from the A24 studio that just came out not too long ago. It's called X. Very good movie. But there's old people fucking in it. I mean, old, scaly, like crypt keepers, like putting penis in vajayjays. So it's just the one scene. But it's set in the 70s, and it's basically this little small porn production company. They have like a few actors. There's the director and I guess the producer guy or whatever. And they go out to this backwater place in Texas. And they rent this like big guest house looking thing, and they're shooting porn in there. And yeah, it turns into a pretty decent horror story. So it was not bad. I mean, for something that's relatively new, to do like a retro take on something like that, it kind of reminded you a little bit of Texas Chainsaw Massacre a little bit, but not as like gory. And I mean, there was gore in it, but it wasn't like that. It didn't have the same intensity as Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Texas Chainsaw Massacre was like that movie. Is it we were talking about last time? The Crazies, or the original Hills. The Hills Have Eyes. Those like those 70s horror movies. They were just like no fucks given. There was this one movie called Cannibal Holocaust that that was some fucked up shit, because this was like early mid 70s, I think, and they were like, I don't know, they were in Panama or they were in the Philippines or they were like somewhere out of the States, and like they actually like killed animals on screen and stuff like that. And there was like rumors that there was real cannibalism in the movie that
Yep,
they did.
I remember.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it was crazy. Faces of Death too. That was another urban legend back in the day too. Turns out
Mhm.
a lot of that was bullshit. But you know,
But there's no way. There's some clips in there that I personally remember seeing as a kid that really traumatized me because I saw it when I wasn't supposed to. I stuck that VHS player or VHS in the VHS player when I wasn't allowed to, my mom wasn't home, and I specifically remember a couple of clips in there that there is no effing way that those could be faked. Like, there's just no way. It's impossible that some of those could be absolutely fake. Absolutely no way.
they could probably be fake today, but we're talking about like early mid 80s, uh
Right.
when you know, like you were talking about with the special effects weren't so special. They were better than they were in the 70s and the 60s. I mean, they gotten better through the decades, but
Yep.
yeah, I don't know, but
Yep.
I can't believe that they actually get away with like actually showing real death on there, because a lot of it was faked. A lot of it was fake, but the ones
Yeah.
that looked too real, I don't know. But I wasn't allowed to watch it. I was a good boy. I was
I
only.
saw a firing squad go on people tied to poles. Like, that is you can't fake that.
It could have been using blanks. You don't think? Did you see like blood coming out?
No.
Was it like chipping off meat when the bullets hit? Because if there's no meat splatter, then it was probably fake.
I
I'll have
have
to go
no
back and
idea. I
watch
just
that.
saw people going down. That's all I saw.
Okay. I mean, meat flying is your indicator, because it would have been hard to fake that back then, especially on those kind of
True,
budgets. Um,
true.
yeah, Brandy, rape scenes. That was another thing in the 70s too. There was it the I Spit on Your Grave? Oh,
Ugh,
that was a very disturbing movie. Very disturbing. That was not a horror movie to me. That was
yeah.
just like,
That was really hard to watch, but as a female, if you continued to watch it to the end, at least you felt some sort of empowerment, but fuck, that movie was hard to watch as a female. Oh my god. That was really hard.
now I could be confusing this with porn or something, but wasn't there one point where she shoved a corn cob up somebody's ass, or that may have been something else?
It was a
Uh,
gun. It was a gun,
Oh, it was a
and, it
gun.
was tied the trigger was tied to a wire or a string tied to a chair in front of him, so that way whenever he budged and tried to move, it would pull the trigger even more, so that way he shot himself in the ass.
Mm.
Yeah, it
There's
was
a
pretty neat.
so
Good for her.
there was a movie in the early 90s, when Miramax was kind of the A24 of its day. It was called Things to Do in Denver When You're Dead, right? And there was a hitman in the movie, and Christopher Walken, he's in the movie. Um, let's see.
Oh, here we go.
So Chris is in the movie, and he's like this mob boss, and he says, "So buckwheats for you and your merry band of misfits." So buckwheats is they called buckwheats is when you shoot somebody up the ass, and they said you contort, it's very painful, and you'll after about 20 minutes you'll finally die, but it's just like 20 minutes of pure hell that you sit through. So but it was called buckwheats. I don't know why you call it I would call it buttwheats, because you're
Yeah.
shooting up the butt, buckwheats just reminds me of like cereal, or that kid from Little Rascals. It's just, I just don't associate ass murder
Mhm.
like that.
No,
um
not with Buckwheat.
uh Reef mentioned earlier, there's just a getting back to sci-fi for a minute. There was this show that came on. It was really good. It was called The Expanse. um and it was basically like, I think it was like 100 years in the future, and we made like these spaceships that would go to Mars and then would like go to the moons of Jupiter and stuff like that. But they weren't like Star Trek looking spaceships. These were just like kind of like boxy looking, not really aerodynamic looking things because it was you're in space. There's no air, so you don't really need anything aerodynamic in space. Um I mean, they had like little like shuttle type ships that would take you from those ships to the ground, I guess, but you know, it wasn't scary though. What's scary is being in the vacuum of space, right? We've talked about being in the vacuum of space. It's like being underwater, being like in a deep, deep ocean, and you're just you're just sinking into the water, into that dark, just craziness.
Ugh.
And that is scary if you think about it.
Yeah, is there any movies that you've ever watched that is actually, like, tapped into one of your primal fears?
Open water. I think we talked
Yeah,
about
like
that.
the what is it? That's 75 or 45 meters 45 meters down or whatever? What's
Yeah,
that one?
yeah, I think yeah, I can't remember the number, but yeah, something below. And it was yeah, just that kind of oh, there was one
Yeah.
too, with what's his name? Deadpool. Ryan, what's his name?
I don't know.
Ryan
I always wanna
Reynolds.
say Ryan Gosling, and it's the other dude that looks like him. Jesus.
Ryan Reynolds,
Uh,
yeah. And
yes.
I can't remember the name of the movie, but he was in a coffin and he was buried alive. And uh
Isn't it called Buried Alive?
I think it is. I mean, there may have been a couple of those movies called Buried Alive too, where people were
Yeah,
buried in coffins. Um,
yeah.
that's one of my things. I would just be like, or any like if those people who go spelunking in those caves and they get in those like little narrow cracks, they're like
Yeah.
just kind of shimmying through those cracks like that. I'm like, nah, I want nothing to do with that.
You ever
'Cause you
see
get
The Descent?
no, I'm
Oh,
scared. I'm scared. I'm too scared to
that
watch
movie's
that.
terrifying. 4 women go down into a cave like that just exploring and find these underground people that have been living there for thousands of years, and they're cannibals, and they can see in the dark.
Mm, mm.
Yeah, it's brutal. It's so gory. It's great.
Th- this is how bad I do not want to see that movie. I had a choice one night between that and a Serbian film, and I chose a Serbian film over that shit because the disturbing shit I can deal with because okay, I'm not gonna be in Serbia. I'm never gonna be in porn, and I'll never be in that situation. But you never know if you're gonna be in a cave somewhere. Like I don't want to go on a cruise. I don't want to be on open water. And if I'm on a cruise ship, I want to be able to see land, right? I want to be able to see land. At least you can get in a boat and you're like not that far away from the shore, right? But you're in
Mhm.
like taking a cruise from New York to England and you're out in the middle of the Atlantic and then shit happens, like the Titanic. You may have heard of that little ship that went, into the drink.
Yep.
I bet you the survivors of the Titanic never drank drinks with ice in it ever again.
That would suck. Wait. They all lived, like, in 1912. I don't think they got refrigerators and freezers until, like, the 40s or 50s, right?
They had ice back then, obviously. They had big ice in
Yeah,
the
but it
North
wouldn't come
Atlantic.
so easy to where you can have, like, a glass of ice water at any time.
I'd be like, no, thank you. Just leave this
Just give me
outside
warm
during the
water.
winter.
I want it warm. Make it microwaved. It's the 20s.
You can't microwave shit in the 20s. Well, you're like, well, they didn't have ice boxes, but they did. But Nikola
Yeah.
Tesla was around. I
No
bet he
ice
had a
trays,
microwave.
but they had microwaves for show.
I bet you Nikola Tesla had like all kinds of gadgets he didn't tell anybody about. And before he died, he managed to like hide that shit away. So he probably had like he probably had like VCRs, microwaves. He probably had a computer. He probably had all that shit. But he was a fucking genius. Yeah. I mean, Thomas Edison could go fuck himself. He's a piece of shit. Tesla was the man.
So Aussie Crackle says yes, they used to deliver them. Same with milk and soda. Okay.
Yeah, they had ice houses. I don't know how they did the ice house back then before
Learn
refrigeration.
something new every day. That's
Yeah,
so cool.
Yeah, they did. I mean, even to this day, well, at least up until the 70s, because I remember we used to go to we used to have a family reunion every year, and my dad was in charge of getting ice and the drinks, right? That was his thing. So we went to this place. It was an ice house, and we bought bags of ice from the ice house. It's also a very shitty beer too. Ice House. Do not drink Ice House. It was one of those things that had a lined can and it kept it cooler for longer. Nah, it's just garbage. Anyway, so yeah, so we went to an ice house and he would buy blocks of ice, and then we had like this big giant tub, and we had these little igloo coolers, and he'd get the ice pick and he'd chop up the ice and he'd put it in the big tub with some of the drinks, and then he put the rest in the coolers. But
that's cool.
Yeah, Edison did steal from Tesla. Edison was a piece of shit. So
right.
Edison, I think he came up with direct current. So he came up with batteries, which I guess is all well and good, but Tesla was the one who invented alternating current. And he was the one, I think him and Westinghouse built the hydroelectric dam up here in New York. It's just very sad. He died broke and alone in the New Yorker hotel. I wonder if his room is haunted. I wonder if he haunts that place.
That would be cool.
I'm gonna go by there and check it out one day. I've been meaning to, but it always just slips my mind. But I had to look up the room number that he stayed in, and I'm just gonna go to see if I can check into that room, sleep there, and go. And just the whole night, I'm just gonna lay there and go, Edison was a bitch, right?
Do it,
Edison, that piece of shit. Fuck him. Direct current, that's for losers, just to see if that if Tesla comes out and go, ta-da, I told you that guy was a motherfucker. He has like a little hat on and a cane. He's
oh, that'd be great.
Yeah, so
could you imagine you got like those EVP voice things that like say words that ghosts say supposedly when you're doing it, and you're like, fuck Edison, right? And you just hearing the thing, fuck that hoe.
I don't know how to do a Croatian accent. I think he was from Croatia, but he would probably be like, Edison was a punk bitch.
Right.
Edison, eat the peanuts out of my sheet.
For real.
Out of your sheet? Out of my sheet. My shitty sheets, because he probably had shitty sheets. Do you know about the the Black Knight satellite?
No, I don't think
so. What? Okay. Hang on a second. So, apparently there is this is my Jeff Goldblum voice. Apparently there is a satellite. It looks like a black piece of rock that's floating around the earth, that's been there for possibly thousands or millions of years, and it may be of alien origin. See if I can find it. Okay. Satellite. So go to Wikipedia for a second to get the gist of it. I can do this. Do this. All right. So Black Knight satellite conspiracy theory claims that a spacecraft of extraterrestrial origin is in near polar orbit of the Earth and that NASA is covering up its existence and origin. This conspiracy theory combines several unrelated stories into one narrative. See that?
Oh, wait, they're saying this rock is a satellite?
Yeah, and it looks like this.
Yeah, I've seen this before. They're going crazy with this stuff now. They're saying it's a satellite?
That it's well, I mean, it's technically a satellite because it's floating around the planet. So it's in orbit around the planet. So technically anything could be a satellite, like if it's man-made or whatever, if it's not, you know, like a meteor or something like that. But
Okay.
so that's, but the
Yeah,
there's,
I've seen that before. I didn't know they were calling it a satellite though. That's new.
so, but apparently back in the day, Tesla was messing with some radio signals, and he said he was getting radio signals from this thing, from the from this thing. Wait a minute, maybe I did it right. This thing, Black Knight satellite. It could be a hoax. Who knows? It's one of those things I always found fascinating, right?
Mm-hmm.
The you know, just crazy weird shit like that floating around the earth, because I'm a huge fan of the Anunnaki. Are you familiar with them? Anunnaki.
Yep.
Yeah, so anyway, that may have been like a leftover from the Anunnaki that came here. So
Okay.
Randy says to check out the Crescent Hotel in Eureka Springs, Arkansas. Okay.
Okay.
I'll talk about the Overlook. Anyway, but yeah, there's an actual hotel. For those who didn't know, that the Overlook is based on, I think it's in Colorado, but it doesn't have like the big shrubbery maze out back like it did in The Shining. So, I don't know.
Okay.
You got some music trivia, don't you? Want to do some music trivia?
Oh. Yeah, sure. We can do some music trivia. I'm
You know,
down.
I could talk about Tesla all night, so I don't want to do that, because then I'll fanboy out, and you know, I don't want him to think that, you know, I worship him or anything, because, you know, that's kind of weird. Anyway, what you got?
All right. First question. What rock icon was the founder of the Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Long-Haired Men?
That guy from Midnight Oil, because he had no
Who's
hair. Wait a minute. Can you repeat the question, please?
Yes, I can. What rock icon was the founder of the Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Long-Haired Men?
I'm gonna say Greg Allman from the Allman Brothers. No? Not even
No.
close?
No.
You get a hint?
Ready? No. Yes. No.
This trivia is some bullshit. Come on, get my hint. Come on here. No, you don't have to get it.
Okay, he has been in a movie as well where he sings. I'm hoping I got the right guy.
That's a stretch. Get him. Hey, yeah, we don't want you to sing in a movie. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's a musical movie.
The one, the guy, David Hasselhoff. Hey,
Close,
what's up, Jerry?
Not. Close, but not.
Wait a minute, hang on. We got David Hasselhoff from Kris. We got Gene Simmons from Jerry. Sign says Mick Jagger. Yes, no, maybe. I don't know.
All right, I'm giving the answer because we'll go on to the next one. It's David Bowie.
Oh.
All right.
Come
Not a
on.
very good one? Okay.
Oh, that was
All
good.
right, we'll do a music movie one. All right, it's a mixture of two. In The Big Lebowski, the dude can't stand which band? What was that? You got a Bowie shirt. I didn't even see it till just now.
It's my dirty, ragged out Bowie shirt.
There you go.
Which
All
band
right,
did
so
he
in
not
The
like?
Big Lebowski, the dude cannot stand what band?
All right, so sign says Randy Newman, which is not a band. Thank you for playing signs. Amber Lee says the Bee Gees.
No, Jerry got it. Yep. And signs.
Eagles.
Oh no, not signs. Sorry, Jerry got it. Yes. Yes.
I don't like the. My sister used to listen to the Eagles. She had an 8-track of the Long Run album, and oh, look at Jerry bragging over here. He says, "I know my movie trivia." Look at him. Okay,
All right.
should be in bed, Jerry. More geriatric. Jerry's like 3 years older than me, so I can't really call him old. So, all right, I'm 0 for 2. All right.
All right.
These are hard.
Before Phil Collins, who was the lead singer of Genesis?
Peter Gabriel. That one's easy.
Oh, nice. Well, there you go. Now you're 1 and 2.
Peter Gabriel was the lead singer of Genesis. There was a song that they did, When the Lambs Lie Down on Broadway. It's a very trippy song. It's very good. Yeah, sorry, Amber. Right. Snooze you lose. I'm already did it. Thanks. Next, please. I'm such an asshole when I win. And I'm precious when I lose. Okay.
Oh, all right. I'm going a little more closer to nowadays type after 2000s on this one.
Oh shit, I'm fucked.
Yeah. Eminem's 8 Mile is named after a road in what city?
Detroit.
Yes, Detroit. Very good.
I remember there was a Dave Chappelle skit where he's singing that like a parody of that song. He keeps going spaghetti, 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 spaghetti. I do remember that as part of the movie 8 Mile. So yeah, Detroit. Right. Wait a minute, do you say Detroit or do you say Detroit?
Detroit.
Oh, Detroit. You say it all country. Say it all Detroit. Yo, country ass. It's just Detroit. Just not
it's
Detroit.
Okay.
It's like saying
that's a country word that I've never learned. I need to get rid of. All right, good to know.
No, I'm messing with you. You're fine. You didn't say it like you said Detroit, but didn't say Detroit.
Detroit.
I think Kiss had that song, Detroit, Rock City, but I don't. That's a great song. Anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
All right, we're gonna go a little bit old now, like very old school. Which classical composer was deaf? This should be easy.
Flock of Seagulls. Wait,
no.
Older than that?
Yeah.
Oh, that was Peter Gabriel.
Good job, Kelly. Kelly got it right. Yep, it's Beethoven.
Beethoven's that movie with that dog. See, she knew it because she's got the dog Beethoven. Dun, 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 dun. Did you know there was a song? There was a hit in the 70s. It was a Beethoven song that they made into a disco song. I think it was Beethoven's Ninth. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, real
Get
thing.
it?
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, that song does slap, right? Beethoven is good. That song slaps. I'm not hip to the jive, so I'm assuming slaps is good.
Yes.
Yeah,
If it
okay.
slaps, it's good. Yes.
Okay. What else you got?
All right. Who was the first lead guitarist of Metallica?
Beethoven. Oh, that's this one
I
I
don't
do
even
not
know this
know.
one. I mean, I didn't know this one, so yeah, it's a hard
Gee,
one.
how did you acquire these questions?
Google.
Oh, the Dave
Kris
Mustaine.
got it. Kris got it like right from the get-go. It's David Mustaine. Yeah.
What now? Now a follow-up question is, what band did Dave Mustaine go on to after Metallica?
I don't know. Google's not telling me.
That would be Megadeth. And on to be
Oh,
in Megadeth.
very nice.
Right.
That's it's a little bit more hardcore than Metallica for sure.
Right. The yeah, everybody in the chat's getting that like, yeah, Megadeth, man. Everybody knows that's Megadeth, you ass. Yeah, I know, right? Well, there's a little bit of a delay. Okay, so all right, I'll try not to answer so quickly.
Oh, no,
All right. What,
you're
wait a minute.
good.
Oh,
I'm spraying my cat.
is that code? So anyway.
No, I have to spray her with the water bottle because she keeps trying to take the cats upstairs and out of here. So I squirt her with the water bottle. Sorry.
Hey, listen, I hear her spray my cat, Wait.
Sorry.
Hey,
She's like carrying one in her mouth and I'm trying to stop her. Okay.
wait, what? Okay. All right. We got to keep going. Okay,
Yeah,
what else you got?
you're so bad.
I can't. I have. I got nothing. It's late.
Okay, I got
what
one
happened?
for you guys, but you guys might be a little bit mad if you're into music. You might not like the answer to this one. Adele credits what political figure for making her career?
Boris Johnson.
No. Shockingly enough, it is an American politician.
Boris Badenoff from Rocky and Bullwinkle. Wait, he's not.
No.
He's Russian. Amber says Margaret Thatcher. Margaret Thatcher,
No.
but I don't know. I don't know. Rand Paul.
No.
You stupid.
You guys are
Rand
gonna be
Paul.
totally shocked too, because it's along those lines. So
Trump. Oh, I know what it is.
no,
It's this is correct, right? Kelly's got it. No?
no,
No?
no.
Oh, what?
Sarah Palin.
Oh.
Right.
Oh, I can see Russia from my front porch. I don't know. I think that might be a little better than Obama, especially what we know now. So Adele was. Wait a minute. Wait, she was inspired, or she liked
She credits Sarah Palin for making her career. Don't know how.
Adele, right? We're not talking about
Mhm.
a Dell like an a Dell computer, because she
No.
could have sold computers.
Yeah, we're talking
and
about the singer who can sing. Yeah.
That's bizarre. All right, hit me with your best shot. Fire away.
All right.
See, that's a
Testing
music
your
term.
rap knowledge. Are you guys ready for rap knowledge?
Uh-oh.
Who are
Right.
all the original members of NWA?
Sneezy, Dopey, Sleepy.
Come on.
I'm not down. Of NWA. Okay. Oh no. Wasn't Ice Cube? Wasn't he one of them?
Yes, absolutely.
Ice Cube. NWA? No, Flavor Flav?
Flavor Flav and some other dudes. No Flavor Flav.
No, that was
Close. I mean, they had Eazy-E. It's kind of like, skinny dude, little skinny guy.
Eazy-E, Ice Cube, Dr. Dre.
Mm-hmm.
Those
are pretty much the three main people of the band that a lot of people know.
DJ Yella.
Yep.
That's right.
Yep.
Whose cousin was Mellow Yella, who he made soft drinks. So, but DJ was the cooler one, but Mella was the physically cooler one because he was always stayed refreshed. All right. So what else you got?
All right, we're going to test everybody's teenager pop knowledge. Let's see if you know any of the newer stuff. So Billie Eilish is obsessed with what TV show? She mentions it in her song. She even has clips of the show in her song.
It's a TV show.
Mm-hmm.
Billie Eilish is she's obsessed with it. Bonanza. Star Trek.
Nope.
Bonanza. The Golden Girls.
The Golden Girls.
Big Bang Theory.
Nobody knows your Billie Eilish music. She even has like clips of the TV show in one of her songs called
right.
I Can't Quit You or something. No Stranger Things, no Baby Shark.
Baby Shark's not a show. Stop it. All right. Well, okay. Give us a hint. Is it an old show or is it a newer show?
It's from the late 2000s.
Oh, well, shit.
And it's funny. Yeah.
Everybody Loves Raymond.
No.
Baby
All right,
Shark.
you guys are not caught up with your Billie Eilish quizzes, I guess. It's The Office.
Really?
Oh no, Billie Eilish. Come on, you guys. She's so
I just like the random TV shows that are coming out of the chat. I like that. Baby Shark. Right? I call her Billie Eyelash because I have this thing for eyelashes, apparently.
Yes. Apparently. And there goes my cat again. You're so good. Thank you.
I got stuff. Well, okay.
Oh God. Okay.
Let's do one more.
All right. Let's see. Weird Al Yankovic mistakenly thought which artist gave his blessing for a parody?
I believe I know that one. That one was Coolio. It was Coolio.
Yes.
It was
Absolutely.
Gangster's Paradise, I think. And he did the version Amish Paradise.
Yes.
Coolio.
That was a good one too. One of my favorite Weird Al songs for sure.
I thought the way Kris spelled it, it almost sounded like Cujo. I was like, wait, no, that's a dog. You talking about Cujo up in here, but it's Coolio. Yeah, Brandy's hip. Brandy's hip. She spelled it right. Yeah, I'm more hip replacement. Hip. So Coolio. Yeah, UHF was a great movie. That was that one had Kramer on cocaine in it. Michael Richards was in that, but he was just like all Kramered out. Like Kramer, if Kramer just got off the set of Scarface and he was just like it was just all over the place in that movie, UHF. But it was a good movie. Really good. You want to do all right, let's do one more. So the kids can have a shot.
Right. The rock band AC/DC actually originates from what country?
Let's see See what the chat says. AC/DC originates from what country?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Here we go. So we got
No,
UK,
not yet.
got
No.
Wales,
No.
got Scotland. None of those?
Signs got it. Good job,
Signs.
Signs. Good job, Brandy. Yes, they are from Australia.
Jim Brewer does a the comedian Jim Brewer does a Ireland. He does a really good impression of Brian Johnson, the lead singer for AC/DC. He does that. He sounds like a pirate. Yeah. He gets like that high grainy. I can't do it. I have to squeeze certain body parts in order to get those high notes, and we're not doing that tonight, Missy. Not in this heat. A little warmer in here.
All right, one last one, and then we'll be done. This is all for you older people, going to show that bands even have names and called their fans names even way back in the day. The Grateful Dead's highly devoted fan base is known as what?
Stoners or
No.
shroom heads.
Close. Close. Very close.
They're sellout boomers.
Mm-mm.
I know,
Jerry got it. They're the Deadheads.
Deadheads. So here's a little bit of trivia for you.
All right.
The Grateful Dead, after Jerry Garcia passed away, they still went on tour. What did they call themselves?
I have no idea.
It's almost
The Grateful Dead with bears. I agree with with the Signs.
with
Sellout
bears.
boomers.
They're sellout boomers, fuckers. No, they're called the Dead now. They just call themselves the Dead. They're not grateful anymore. I told you they're sellout boomers, and so yeah, they're ungrateful. Yeah, exactly, Kris. They're
Ungrateful Dead.
Sellout boomer. Yeah, you're a sellout boomer. You ain't grateful for nothing. Yeah,
Yep.
pretty wild.
Yep.
Cool. What been to a lot of concerts?
Mhm.
Huh?
Yeah, mostly like festival concerts. Yeah.
You ever gone to Bonnaroo?
Mm-mm.
Bonnaroo. I went to the second Bonnaroo ever, and it was fun, but it was in Tennessee, and it was really, really hot and humid. And I ended up I was wearing sandals, I think, and I ended up getting like 2nd-degree burns on the top of my feet. Sun, because I'm not very. Because gingers should wear sunscreen. They should probably bathe in it, but I didn't like wearing sunscreen, so I paid for it. But
That's right.
I got to see James Brown not too long before he died. It was terrible. It was just so weird seeing him. He would come out for a few minutes like pants, and then he'd go backstage. The band would play for like 20 minutes. Then he'd come back later, I'm Sex Machine, and then he walked backstage again. You're like, oh, come on, why do you drag this poor old man out here for?
Oh.
I got to see Neil Young before I found out that he was a psycho piece of shit. But the songs were okay. Who else was there? I think was John Popper's band? He did the harmonica player. That song. Anyway, the Blues Traveler. They were there.
Okay.
Some band called it was the one that did Smoke Two Joints. It wasn't Bob Marley.
Sublime.
They did the cover. Sublime. I think Sublime was there. The best music
The
concerts.
Sublime with Rome or Sublime like the original with the real lead singer?
You not know me drunk most of time or stoned or both.
What
So
year was it?
second year Bonnaroo, whatever that was. 90, maybe it wasn't, no, maybe it's 2000s, wasn't it? Let me look that up real.
Okay. Well, because the lead singer of Sublime died in like the 90s, so.
Oh, it was probably after that. Let's see, Bonnaroo, second year. Bonnaroo Festival. Quite sure. I think it was Sublime. I think it was there. Because I remember hearing Smoke Two Joints.
Yeah, they have they still go, they still play. They just call themselves Sublime with Rome now because the lead singer passed away. So they put in this new guy named Rome, and he sounds just like him. It's almost like his doppelganger when it comes to his voice.
It was 2003 because the first one was in 2002, and it was the summer before I moved to LA. So
Okay.
so it's 2003.
Was that the last concert you've been to?
Oh no. I've been to
Oh, okay.
I actually, so in the mid 90s we used to go to this place. It's in the middle of Wisconsin called Cadott, CADOT, and it's literal cow pastures out there. But they'd set up stages out there, and it was like all these old rock bands that were kind of washed up. They were on the casino tour, you know, the casino circuit. You'd see them at casinos and stuff. Like Loverboy was there working for the weekend. You had Mike Reno, the lead singer, who was still trying to wear the stretch pants, and it's a little bit hefty. You probably no business wearing those pants. But the lead singer of Rat was singing Round and Round, and he was on this catwalk, and he was doing something, and he fell off and it broke his leg. I remember that. And the rest of the time we were just drunk on Wisconsin beer and eating cheese curds. When you eat it, it would squeak. It go, as they called it, squeaky cheese. And but when I moved here, see concerts down at Coney Island, there were free concerts. I got to see Cheap Trick. I got to see Leonard Skinner, Joan Jett, Hall and Oates. Saw them live. Squeeze, I got to see them too. And then I got free ticket. They had the amphitheater down there, and I got free tickets for this show. It was Squeeze, but we didn't make it for that. They were like the opener. Night Ranger and Rick Springfield, and it was so surreal, right? Because I remember back in the 80s when they were big, right? And all my friends, you know, they were my age. And I'm in this crowd of people watching Night Ranger and Rick Springfield, and everybody has gray hair. Everybody. Except for me. And a few other people, a couple other people. But pretty much everybody was just like, you know, they were up there. I want Jesse's girl. We're kind of fun. Oh, that's a hip. That's a hip. That's gonna hurt right now. Yeah, so but recently I've seen this band called Fits in the Tantrums. They're pretty good. That's like the newer music I've heard. It's very rare that I listen to newer music, but I like Fits in the Tantrums. They're pretty good. And this band that I heard in the closing credits for an episode of Santa Clarita Diet, that show with Drew Barrymore and some dude. Anyway, and they're called No Small Children, and they're these three teachers from California, I think from around the San Diego area. And really good music. Extremely good. Kind of reminds me of the Donnas a little bit, maybe like Old Heart, only with new modern equipment. So oh, the Wet Sprocket. Oh yeah, Kelly. See, Kelly knows Fitz is great. Did not get to see the Cars. unfortunately. R.I.P. Rick Ocasek. A lot of those cats dropping off now, you know. The guy from NXS, he died back in the early 2000s. I forget, Michael something was his name. But I used to love NXS. It was so good. I wanted to, and they had a TV show, like a reality show then, to try to replace him with like, that was the contest. So you get to be the next lead singer of NXS.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was crazy. Randy says, I got to see Toad the Wet Sprocket free at a casino years ago. I'm just gonna throw out some names, see if you know any of these. Big Head Todd and the Monsters. Oh,
Mm-mm.
you know Chumbawamba, right?
Mm-hmm.
I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
It's a drink. It's a nice drinking song. He drinks a whiskey drink.
Yeah.
He drinks a lager drink. He drinks a cider drink. He drinks a vodka
He
drink.
drinks a vodka drink. He sings the
Sing
songs that
songs
remind
that
him of the good times. He sings the songs that remind him of the better times.
Danny boy, Danny boy, Danny boy. I love that song. When I used to have a car and I had I always had a decent stereo system in there, right? I always had some big thumpers in the back, and I had this old shitty car that when the top was up, it looked like a piece of shit, but it was a convertible, and you put the top down, it looked like the Batmobile. It was great, and I would just blast tub thumping. I'd be on the beach. I'd be driving on the beach and be like, I'll get knocked down, but I'll get up again. Just like blasting it shit.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. Love some
That's
Chumbawamba.
right. Yep.
Ooh, Primus. Yes, Primus is good stuff too. Primus, Barry was a race car driver, drove so goddamn fast. Never did take no checkered flag, but he never did finish last. They used to say about Primus, the fans of Primus would say Primus sucks. And if you said Primus sucks, that people who were in the know knew you were a Primus fan. It's like a little reversal thing.
Got it.
Kelly says the most chaotic concerts are Oingo Boingo and Suicidal Tendencies. Got swept into mosh pits all the time. Look at Kelly, little headbanger.
Wait, you're telling me Danny Elfman's band? I mean, I did see Danny Elfman at Coachella this year, and he's pretty fucking wild, but
Well, he's getting up there too. I mean, you know, all those bands are getting a little long in the tooth. I had a chance.
Yes.
I had a chance to go see Tears for Fears a few years ago, but they were touring with Hall & Oates, who we'd already seen for free. We saw them for free, and then they wanted $100 and something bucks for Hall & Oates and Tears for Fears up at this place in Queens, this venue up there. And I like Tears for Fears, but I'm not about to go spend $100 something bucks, go stand with a bunch of old farts and listen to, you know, Everybody Wants to Rule the World. I can do that shit at home for free.
Right.
You heard? See? Doing it.
I'll pay for tickets if they're like festivals, so like multiple bands throughout the day or something,
Right.
but it's very rare that I'll pay for a concert ticket to one single band unless I really love the band. And I've only done that with one band in my life, so.
Last show I saw was at Citi Field, where the Mets play, and it was Weezer, and they opened for Green Day, and that was a pretty good concert. That was a pretty good concert. Yeah, Talking Heads. I have buddies that said they used to see Talking Heads and the Police and Blondie when they were at CBGB's over here. Now CBGB's is an upscale men's clothing store. Fuck my life. I never got to go to CBGB's. It was already closed by the time I got here. Let me ask you this, what's one concert you haven't seen and you wish you had seen, and it's either too late to see it or you just fuck it, I ain't doing it?
Def Leppard. Probably one of my favorite bands ever that I would probably kill to see in live.
Def Leppard.
Yeah.
All right.
Or Jimi Hendrix. That would be another really good one I would love to see. My Namesake. That would be awesome.
But isn't Def Leppard still touring? Don't they still tour?
I don't know.
That when after the drummer had his accident, and he had to get
He
his,
still drums.
yeah, he got like a special drum set. He does pretty well, but the joke used to go around was what has 9 arms and sucks? Def Leppard.
Oh, but they're such a good band. They're definitely a girl band, you know. They're the hair band from the 80s that girls loved, absolutely, for sure.
No,
But there's just
I
something about
liked
their
it.
music, you know.
I
don't know.
just enjoyed the joke. I like Def Leppard. I like, their stuff like
Okay.
Animal and what was it?
Yes.
I used to be able to do
Hysteria. Oh my god.
Glouten, Globen.
That.
All right. What was that?
Oh.
Now, what do you want? What do you want? I want
You ever
rock
watched
and roll.
there was a comedy ping pong ball movie with your dude, the dude you got a face thing of, Christopher whatever Walken, whatever his name is.
Ping
There's a
pong,
ping
wowie,
pong movie with
zowie.
him in there, and all the songs in there are Def Leppard songs.
One of the songs that I really loved that a lot of people hated in the radio biz was Let's Get Rocked. I love that song.
Especially that rock. Oh, it's such a good song.
No, not I Wanna Rock. That was what was it? Who did that one?
Oh no, yeah, you're right. That let's get rocked.
Yeah, it starts
right.
off. Do you want to get rocked? Yeah. Let's get rocked.
Yeah.
A lot of my radio buddies were like, oh, let's get rocked. Fucking snobs. Yeah, Pyromania was a great album. Love Pyromania.
Mhm.
I was a big ZZ Top fan too back in the days. Like I like their earlier stuff. Like before they get Eliminator was like the big one that busted out in the 80s. But like songs like LaGrange, like the and that take us down, that's outside of grade. You know what I'm talking about. They got a lot of nice girls there. I saw ZZ Top in Tupelo, Mississippi, with Kansas.
Nice.
Kansas opened up for them. Carry On My Wayward Son, Kansas. It was a really good show. It was bad acoustics at the place they were playing at Tupelo Coliseum. It was very not good. Probably great for trade shows, not good for music. Very the music bounced all over the place. It just didn't sound that good. The loudest show I've ever seen was at an amphitheater outside. It was loud, and that was when I saw Rush in Nashville.
Ooh.
Me and a buddy of mine, me and one of my radio buddies, we would used to go out and go to like concerts and stuff like that. Then he got married. Now him and his wife go to the concerts together. But what is the greatest concert you've ever seen?
Okay. Best concert I've ever seen that I've ever been to, hands down, is going to be the Slipknot Fest. When Slipknot played, they're probably one of the coolest bands ever. But Evanescence does give a really good show too. I really do love me some Evanescence. I've seen them in concert like 5 times. They're amazing. But Slipknot is fucking sick in concert. Holy goddamn, they're great.
I have a tie. I can't choose between the two. It's the cat that doesn't meow right. It's Izzy.
Yep.
probably the best concert I've ever seen was Pink Floyd at the Superdome during the Division Bell tour. And it was nosebleed. We were way up. I don't know if anybody's ever been to the Superdome before knows that that is a nightmarish climb because it is steep going up all the way to the top, because it's like the grade is like this, and you're almost like crawling up there. And the Superdome is not exactly the safest place on the planet either. But so me stoner dude, and my buddy straight laced, doesn't drink, doesn't smoke. What does he do? Certain innuendos follow, must be something inside. Sorry, that was Adam Ant.
Oh, that's so cool.
Goody Two Shoes. You never heard Goody Two Shoes? Don't drink, you don't smoke. What do you do? Anyway, so he was like,
I love how we went from Slipknot to jazz.
I know it does sound like jazz a little bit. Adam Ant. I don't know if you classify it as jazz, but anyway, so we're in the dome, and my buddy, he's not stupid. He knows what he's in for. He knows that there's going to be a lot of pot smoking at the Pink Floyd show, right? So anyway, we're joking about it. And so the funniest thing was, it's like, the lights are up, everybody's getting settled in, and you're hearing like the house music or whatever. And the house music stops, and then the lights start to slowly dim, right? As the lights start to dim, you see on the floor of the Superdome, it looks like a spooky house, like it's Sleepy Hollow, like there's fog or something, right? But it's not an effect. It's everybody lighting up when the lights go down, and you see this plume of smoke just slowly rise. And my buddy's looking at this smoke, and I look at my buddy, I'm like, you're gonna get fucked up. Sure enough, he did. We went and ate at Waffle House afterwards. We were just like, ate the fuck out some Waffle House.
They got you stoned?
It was like, there were people smoking right in front of us. They were just like,
That's so cool.
It was like,
No, that's awesome. Because I live in California, so like we had this thing called a Spring Festival a few years back. This was like 2014 probably, and it was Snoop Dogg's concert. So in California, back at that time, if you had your license, your medical marijuana license, you could bring, I think it was an eighth of weed into the concert itself, and they already had bongs and pipes and stuff set off, and they were sectioned off areas just for people who had their medical marijuana card. So you can go to this. So we went to this concert, walked around, showed them our IDs, and went into the side section, got stoned, and got out, went over to the concert, watched Snoop Dogg play. It was just the coolest thing. Like Travis Barker from Blink-182 was playing drums inside of a giant boombox. One of Bob Marley's sons was there. I believe it was Damian Marley. I'm not sure if it was Damian. It might have been the other one. But it was just so cool just to be able to smoke weed there legally because you were allowed to. That was just so cool. I loved that experience. That's the coolest experience ever.
Yeah, I mean, technically it wasn't legal where we were at, but it was kind of understood that people were going to be smoking at the Pink Floyd show. It's Pink Floyd, of course they're going to be smoking. There probably people were hotboxing out in the fucking parking lot anyway, and then they said, all right, we're going to bring these Jays inside and smoke them too. Yeah, it was that was like, it was such a great show. I mean, it was just like the production of it and everything was just fantastic. The other show I would say that I really enjoyed was in New Orleans, but this was at the University of New Orleans at UNO, and it was the first Rush show I've seen. I've seen Rush twice, and it was just jamming good. It was just so good. And Neil Peart, R.I.P., another one who has left us. He had this drum set that was in a circle, and they basically had to lower him into the drum set because there was like no opening or whatever. He was just surrounded by just like a million drums. It was crazy, and it was loud as fuck too. That and the one at the amphitheater, probably the two loudest shows I ever saw. Rush don't play. It's like you go to a Rush show, you're gonna come out with ringing ears. You better bring some earplugs, or you're gonna be deaf in about 20 years, because that shit's gonna catch up to you. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it was it was crazy. And the festival shows, I really liked those, because it was like you got to see some bands you didn't normally get to see.
Yep.
I get to see Bruce Hornsby. I was there. He played. It was cool. So it was outside, right? And he's playing. And he starts playing Mandolin Rain, and then it starts raining. It was like this really light rain. It was just like, ooh,
Nice.
you know, it was stuff like that.
Yep.
What else did we see there? It's like a whole bunch of just like I said, the ones that are on the casino circuits now. You know, there's the old washed up ones. All they can do is play the casinos now. But still, you know, it's like you remember that music. It was just so good. Then, and even as old farts, it seemed like they were really able to play pretty well too. So, Kelly says, "Is seeing Bruce Hornsby a humble brag?" I don't think so. I don't think that gets me clout with anybody.
Yeah.
I'm not
No,
name dropping.
those kind of concerts, the festival ones are fun. Like the last one I went to, more of a pop rap, like mainstream media kind of, or mainstream music kind of concert festival. It was Rock in Rio in Las Vegas. But it was really cool because I got to see like one, half an hour section. I was watching Tove Lo, who is like a pop artist from Australia that sings the song I Get So High. Talk about getting stoned. And then like an hour later, I'm in the main stage area watching Big Sean sing the song that he sang for Ariana Grande. It's called I Don't Fuck With You, which is a rap song, and this shit was fucking hilarious. Like that's what I love about those festivals, is you just see tons of different artists. Like what was Kelly like saying about those other bands, Evanescence and Flyleaf and Hailstorm and all of them. Like I love rock, metal and rock festivals, just because you get to see the variety of different bands like that. Like at one Slipknot concert or Slipknot festival, I saw In This Moment, Slipknot, just like a bunch of, I think Hailstorm, or not Hailstorm, Flyleaf was there as well. So like just all the tons of bands that you love all in just one area, which is cool. And then, which nobody knows about, these rock stars, like these rock bands and stuff, have their own award shows. They're usually just online. You can't really, like, there's no like TV channel to watch them. But if you're there in the audience, you get to see some stuff that you've never got to see before. Like you always knew, like with Evanescence and Lacuna Coil, like between those two bands, there's always this like little rivalry thing going on, because the two singers, they kind of sound the same. But in this award show, these two singers stood up on stage and talked together and gave an award together and everything, and showed that they were really close friends. And then later on that night, Marilyn Manson got up on stage, and Johnny Depp went on there and played a solo guitar song with them, like all by himself up there with Marilyn Manson. It was just the coolest shit you never expect. Like I got to see Johnny Depp play on stage with Marilyn Manson. Like that's, that was the coolest thing ever at my time. So that was awesome. That's the kind of stuff that I like.
And he didn't shit the bed when it comes to playing guitar.
That's Amber Turd. No.
Oh. Oh, she's never gonna live that down. She's never gonna live that down.
No. Just like that girl that shit her pants in college, the gun girl. She's never gonna let it down.
Signs is taking us back. He says, I quote, got to see, quote, Johnny Paycheck back in the take this job and shove it days, weed smoke and a packed rodeo stadium, no fights, soup's friendly. I mean, like soup you eat? I don't get it. Or like superheroes? Wait, so but that reminded me of the very first concert I ever saw when I was 10 years old. And I got to see my sister used to take me to shows when she could. And if she couldn't take me to a show, she'd bring me back a shirt. She was cool like that. And the first show I ever saw was Oak Ridge Boys. in Biloxi, Mississippi at the Mississippi Coast Coliseum with special guest Crocus. But it wasn't, Crocus was not the special guest. Unfortunately. I've never seen Crocus. I just like to say Crocus. But I did see the Oak Ridge Boys. And we had like seats in the back, or like, I don't know where we were standing, but there was some point we got to get up close to the stage. I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. Oh, super friendly. Okay. Science, I'm not very bright. You have to spell it out for me, almost literally. But we got up to the stage, right? And this chick spilled beer on me, on my arm. And I was like, oh, beer, I'm cool. Because I'm stupid. I'm 10 years old. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Anyway,
Yep.
so we drove.
Remember back in the day when you were a kid and you used to go to concerts and get those like little paper wristbands that just with a sticker on it, and you keep it on for weeks afterwards because you thought, I went somewhere cool with this.
I did that with music festivals.
Yeah.
I wasn't even a kid. I was like older. I was like, fuck it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I would wear it until it started like, you know, okay, I probably
Peeling.
should take this
Yep.
off.
Yeah.
Science wants to know, have you ever seen Aldo Nova? I have never seen Aldo Nova, but I have heard of Aldo Nova. Do you know who Aldo Nova is?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so this is an 80s reference that our friend Science is hooking us up with. So Aldo Nova did this song. He was a one-hit wonder. He did this song Fantasy. It was da 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 da. Life is just a fantasy.
That
Anyway,
sounds familiar.
it's very badass when you play it loud in a car and you're driving. If you're playing it at home loud and you're eating a sandwich or something, it's kind of sad. But it's a great song. Yeah, the Amber knows. Life is just a fantasy. Can you live this fantasy life? And it
Sounds
had a
like
great.
Tim Burton song. I like it.
It's got a great bridge to it too, because it's just like this guitar solo. That a really good song. It's yeah. As Amber says, that song slaps. It does. It's kicking like a chicken. Speaking of chicken, probably check in on the chickens.
Yeah,
See what's going on over here in Chickenville, Chicken City. Everybody, let me if you would like to watch chickens later, along with the 41 others who are watching, we're gonna put the link in the description there for you, or in the chat, I should say. So that's Chicken City. And let's check them out. Let's see what's going on over there at the Chicky Chickies. And yeah, looks like same shit, different day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 little chickity chicks. That's my my Bing Crosby impression. I love those chickity chicks. I'm gonna beat my kids with a bag of oranges. You know he did that, right? He beat his kids with a bag of oranges. Just a reminder to everybody, if you can. Oh no, what are you doing? Hey, that's a little disturbing. I'm gonna need some therapy after that. Yeah. So anyway, about 2 hours. How you feeling?
Yeah.
You doing all right? Okay.
I'm good.
You want to go another 3 more? You do a 5-hour stream?
Hey, I'm on hour 4 now. I did 2 hours before I got on with you. So.
Oh, that's right. We've been avoiding the subject on purpose.
Yeah,
The
we don't need it. We're
things.
having fun. Enjoy the night. Today's been a rough day for everybody. Fuck it. Let's just tonight was worth it. It was a good night. Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, after all the bullshit today, we needed just a fuck off show, talk about music, movies, that kind of thing. Chickens, weird chickens laying eggs that don't have baby chicks in it, but has words in it instead, like the devil.
I love that you made that. That is so cool.
All right, one more time, because
Yes.
I'm not gonna wear this out, but tonight we'll wear it out. Just this one more. Oh my God, is that shit? No, it's an egg. Oh, please like, share, and subscribe if you're not doing so. Otherwise, this chicken will haunt your nightmares. If you're a lucid dreamer, that chicken will be at the foot of your bed when you have sleep paralysis. And you know,
You said, "Oh my God, is that shit?"
that chicken is sick if they got yellow poops. Look, if it's brown, you're all right. If it's yellow,
It's yellow, let it mellow. If it's brown, flush it down.
right. If it's green, watch your scene. Do you remember a few years back that they had the Halloween burgers at Burger King, and the buns were black, but then if you ate burger later, you would poop green.
I did.
Yeah, it was like a green too. It was like
It was like
chroma.
an emerald green, like the color of Oz in The Wizard of Oz. It was actually kinda cool. I mean, like, of course, it's disgusting because it was my shit, but that was really interesting, okay?
It was
I
let
hope
me see if I can do this. I don't know if I'll be able to do this or not. Let's see. I think it was like nope, no, that's white. Never mind. I can't do it. But I have it was like chroma key green, right?
no, it was like an emerald, like, with a bright but, like, dark around. Man, I'm talking about the color of shit right now. What am I doing?
It was a magic poop.
It was green. It was green. And if you wanna
It,
try it on your own, you guys, just eat a bunch of blueberries. It's the same thing. Just the
you,
color, it's the dye.
you know, out in the wild, animal poop is called scat, right?
Yes. Yes, it
See,
is.
the scientists who study scat, they don't call it shit or poop.
Nope.
They call it scat. And when I think of scat,
Yeah.
I think of
That's what a lot of people think is that, and so when you send them over to scatlovers.com, they don't know what to expect.
I think of Scatman Crothers, that bald black gentleman who was in that movie The Shining. Doc, do you like ice cream? I sure do. How did you know he liked ice cream? Bitch, he's a little boy. Everybody loves ice cream when you're little. That wasn't in the movie. I made that part up. But that was Scatman Carruthers. He was the Scatman, but he was not Scatman because people thought he was shit. They thought he was the shit, but not shit. So Kelly giving us a life tip here. She says, don't eat a full box of red vines and not be surprised in the morning. Okay.
Wonder what that does. Licorice?
Gamer, there is a scat fetish. Yes, there's scat munchers.
There is.
There's people who do that. The world is full of interesting characters for sure.
Yeah, you wanna traumatize some 19-year-old virgin who's never even heard of the word scat, absolutely send them over to scatlovers.com. It's traumatizing, but hilarious.
I'm going to make a site called scatlovers.com, but it's LUVEERS. And it's just going to be me on camera going,
You would have some fetish people paying you just because you like rickrolled them.
I'm making it rain. Make it rain, Scatman. Oh, so it turns everything red. So does it? This is part 2 of the life tip. So don't eat the red vines. It'll make you look like you got bloody stool.
That would be scary, yeah.
Which was also the name of my alt rock band in college, Bloody Stool. She says you can legit scat, especially owl scat, for educational
I think she meant
purpose.
you can eat it, from what I've heard.
You can eat owl scat?
I
I'm not
think
eat.
no.
I ain't eating no poop. I'm sorry. Somebody was talking about the other day about, I think it was Steve was talking about on his on the AM wake up show. He was talking about eating bugs, and I said I'll smoke a roach, but I ain't gonna eat a roach. Yeah, heard.
The most popular fetish out there, gamer, just so you know, number one in the United States right now is balloon popping.
What you mean? Just like
Sitting on it, putting it in between your boobs and popping it, laying on them and popping them, whatever it is to make that the sound of the everywhere and then the pop. It I don't know. It's a fetish right now. It's huge. It's enormous. People love it. And also feet. Um, it's a huge thing for feet as well, especially like pedal pumping, random things that you don't normally do with your feet. You know, just or like things you normally do with your feet, not anything sexual, painting toenails, giving yourself a foot massage, things like that. Pedal pumping is the weirdest, but plausible.
pedal pumping. What's that?
Yes.
You mean like a
Uh,
bike?
sitting in a car and pushing on a gas pedal. Yeah. Very
Okay.
interesting kink. That's very popular.
You know, I this tends to be a turn off for some ladies. But I'm kind of a foot guy, and I do like to I like to suck toes. But not like but not like not like right out of the shoe. I mean, no, I'm not talking about that. That's like eating a dirty ass. I'm not gonna eat a dirty ass. I'm not gonna eat an ass, period. Be
I would eat
honest
an
with you.
ass before I would put any foot near my face at all. What I don't even like feet in my hands. Don't let me near feet. Feet are the devil. I would eat some ass any day before I would touch feet.
That's the
No
thing.
big
So it's like, but that's the thing.
Yeah.
It's like you're not the one sucking the toes, though. That's
No.
you're the person is the suckee, right?
Mhm.
I don't know. I mean, I just like toes. But like I said, you know, you gotta be like right out of the shower or something. You're not gonna be like, you know, you've been on your feet all day working at, you know, Stop and Shop, and then you get home with some stank ass feet. I ain't gonna put those in my mouth,
Right.
you know. But what I would do often, like for my lovers, if you will, I would, like Jesus, I would bathe their feet, and then you know, get them nice and clean, you know, give them a nice foot massage, you know. I mean, it wasn't about just sucking toes. It was the whole 9 yards. You clean the feet, get nice, you know, dig in there in the arch there, you know, just like rub on the heel there, you know, just make the feet nice, you know. Start with the pinky toe and work your way uptown.
Gross.
Be surprised.
Gross.
Some people
Gross.
some people would just be like, you know, why, that's gross. But it's like, well, you don't have to do it. I never asked anybody to ever to suck my toes, because I would feel weird about that. But I like to deliver those services. I don't like to receive those services, if that makes any sense.
I don't like either. Deliver or receive. Ugh.
I mean, you
I've
know,
never even gotten like a foot massage just because I don't like people touching my feet.
a lot of people do not like they do not like it when you touch their feet.
Yeah.
No, gamer, it's fine. If you're grossed out, I understand. You know, I'm just saying. I mean, I totally understand why people would be grossed out by that.
Yeah.
But it's just one of those things that I like. You know, I like to do that. I like to provide that service. And I've had people that just said, "No, you are not going to suck my toes. That's weird. You know, you may do other things, but you may not do that."
Right.
I would be like,
they'll do anything for love, but they won't do that, right?
Exactly. I mean, but it's for me, it's like it's it was very few people who would actually let me do that. And when they did let me do that, they were like, "Oh, this is nice." And I got pleasure from it too. That was part of my kink. Because I was getting pleasure from it.
Mm.
You know, but it was like the whole 9 yards. You just don't like take a, you know, don't take a foot out of a Chuck, a Chuck Taylor and just start munching on it like you're, at a fucking, like a
Oh, girl.
popsicle, like you just popped it out of the
Right.
freezer. But
Oh.
I said, does this ritual involve the washing but not the drying? No, I would dry it too. I would do like the whole night. I have a washcloth, get a nice, get nice and soapy. No, I ain't like, just like pouring water on the shit, like it was sea monkeys or something. I'm just like, clean, and then the massage too, and the rare times people who would be brave enough to receive those services, they were rewarded. They were rewarded. And everybody else missed out. Yeah.
That's right.
You know, I
You're
don't
like
know.
a roadside market dude in an RPG game. I love it.
Right. But I mean, I wouldn't do that all the time. Most of the time, I would give foot massages. I'd give really, really good foot massages. Denver on Rockfin, man, I'm way late. No, we're all way late. It's fine. You're okay. You showed up okay.
Yeah, you're at the after party.
Yeah, this is kind of the Reefer After Dark after party kind of thing. So if you didn't get a chance to check out Reef show earlier this evening, check him out. He's it's a Reefer After Dark on YouTube, and I believe he streamed on INN's channel on Rockfin too. So I want to check those out. It's a really good show. Denver says, seems I'm getting here at a good time. Foot fetish talk, eh? No, we got a bunch of haters, Denver. We got a bunch of haters here. But you know what? As a friend of mine used to say, fuck them if they can't take a joke. Kelly says,
That's right.
parents told me that sea monkeys were actually water babies and they snuck out to the shore every night and kidnapped children that were camping. Nah.
What? Wait, what?
They sneak out to the shore every night and kidnap children that were camping. I wish sea monkeys were that interesting. They just look like water lice. They just like you had this thing like the little aquarium that they were in, and then they had these little magnifying glasses on the aquarium so you could see these little white dots swimming around in the shit. See, now Amber Lee, she's got it right here. She says a nursing assistant who can spend hours on my feet. A massage is always welcome, especially after an Epsom salt soak. Yes, a lot of times if there was Epsom salt available, we would do a soaking too. Just like Madge and Palmolive, you're soaking in it. And
I'm jealous that you can handle it. I mean, I even got like myself one of those like foot massage machines that have like the water, so it's like a foot spa thing. It's still taped up in the box, never been used. I hate my feet being touched. I wish I could like it. I would love it, but I don't like it. It's gross.
it's just that you haven't had the right foot. You haven't had the right foot massager. That's the thing. And you're not the only person. There are a lot of people out there who are just like, no, I don't want any part of it until you get that magical experience. And not everybody can do it. Don't get me wrong. There's some people out there just like, like they're making pizza dough or something. It's like, no, you're fucking up, dude. You have to. It's a very specific way that you have to do it, because you're not just dealing with just like meaty foot. You're talking about pressure points too. You hit the right pressure point, it makes other parts of your body feel really good. SFT, good to see you. I've do my feet in a hot warm wax giggy. I don't have no idea what language that was, but I appreciate your efforts. So Yeah, it's all about pressure points. It's not just about like the foot. It's like, because you have certain pressure points on your foot that can like make other parts of your body feel really, really good.
Mhm.
Not a lot of people know that. They're sitting there just going, like it's Play-Doh thing mashing your foot there, and it's just like, you don't know what the fuck's
Yep.
going on. So,
Yep.
alas, you don't want to like try and convince somebody either. It's kind of weird. Let me massage your feet. No. Let me suck your toes. No.
Right.
No.
Right.
But man, it's awesome. I've had it done to me before and it was a little weird, but it's because the person didn't know what they were doing. They were just sucking toes. I think they had some sort of thing. I'm not feeding that. Okay. All right.
Mhm.
Go get some practice. I guess we should probably wrap it up, right? 2:30
Yeah.
here on the East Coast. It was 11:30 out your way.
Mhm.
Yeah. Good night. Another good Friday
Oh,
night. Another good
yes.
crowd. And a bunch of people. I think we got like about around 24, 25 people at one point. So, you're trying to grow this thing. So, thank you for your
Yay.
efforts. Let's say
Yes.
good night or good morning to the Gamer and Amber Lee and Kelly, SFT, um, Signs, what else we got in here? I think Kelly and Amber Lee. I think everybody who's here now are hardcore. Um, that's cool. Besides, you stuck around this long, you know. It was fun. I'm glad you enjoyed yourselves.
Yes.
Um,
Thank you, Kelly. Absolutely, I agree. Nice steam releaser. Oh, so nice.
talking about music and scat and sucking toes. Um,
Mhm.
but who else? Miguel was here. Good to see you, Miguel. Um, this is a little tedious, but I like to make sure I shout out every because you took the time out to come here, be able to take the time out, say thank you for doing so. Frankie Lee, Kris Legion was here earlier. Good to see you and Reef. Else. I think I know Dolores was here earlier. Randy, Jerry and Ed, they were here too. Pretty sure they're sleepy. They're older folks. They have to get their sleep so they can get up and watch Matlock in the morning. What happened? Uh, Austin Jones, thank you for popping in. VS Adams, appreciate you. Um, everybody,
Les
everybody can see.
Bones.
Les Bones, yes. Oh yeah, Les Bones and Indy are producers for the show. We appreciate y'all. One last time for the kids, our brand new shit that we're running into the ground already tonight. Oh, the humanity. That just looks so painful. All that work just to shit out some words. Yeah. So, and Denver on Rockfin. Thank you so much for Velvet
Hi,
Velvet
Velvet.
Trance. Velvet Trance, better late than never. Good to see you. That's all right. We'll do it. I'm doing this again tomorrow night at midnight. So the after party, the Saturday night after party. So it'll be good times. So if you miss this one, you can get the other one. It'll be fine. I'm going to go to sleep now. I think maybe. But
Mhm.
we'll have to see. It is a little late. But I just want to say, love all y'all. Thank you for coming out. Jimmy, thank you for being a great co-host as always. You had many, many good trivia questions this evening. Lots of good stories. I always appreciate you. You know that.
Thank you. I appreciate
Bunches.
you too.
say that. I don't know if you actually mean it, but I do.
Stop it with that imposter syndrome.
Quit it. Wait, I'm not an imposter. I'm really Christopher. Anyway, that bit gets a little old. Yeah, so so yeah, tomorrow night, midnight, Saturday night into Sunday morning, we'll be doing this again. Jimmy, what you got going on?
We got our news this week coming up. MMT this week. Actually keep an eye out. I think this weekend we're going to be doing some stuff a little special on antitrust. Ron Placone got a hold of me and wants to do some kind of antitrust summer type thing. So if anybody is interested, sharing out the stuff and signing, I think there's a petition, I believe, that needs some signatures. So I'll be sharing that out and talking about that soon enough. So we're going to be doing that for Ron. So yeah.
Right on. Yeah, we'll be doing the news together next Wednesday, 1 p.m. on Kerberos. Check your local listings, as they say. One of my producers, Indie Left, reminding me, Radical Leftist Agenda was going to be on Friends of Indie Left tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be, I'm pretty sure it's going to be on his channel, but also on his Rockfin channel as well. You're going to do that on the INN channel too. I'm pretty sure that's going to be on there. Indie's got it going on all over the place. A lot of platforms that we like to stream to, because it's always good, just like a drug dealer, always good to have a backup just in case, because you never know when one of them's going to be dry or gets taken away from you. So like I said, and then you've got How Did We Miss That? Sunday night with Reef. You two will be at it together. Yeah. So we got a lot of stuff going on with Kerberos and INN. So it should be a good time. I hope everybody enjoys it. It's good to have this amount of content, not just from us, from all our brothers and sisters in the space. Shout outs to RBN and Mikasa Sukasa, Hardlands Media, all our independent friends out there who are just trying to inform people, entertain people. Oh yeah, and Wednesday's the March for Medicare for All fundraiser that's going on too for INN. Roar Media, of course, with Oz and Shonda and Amber. Great folks over there too. There's so many people now and a lot of good folks out there. So it's good to have. That's a good problem to have, is too much shit to watch. So if you can't catch it live, catch the replays, and whatever you do, like, share, and subscribe to all of those channels, because it really helps people getting killed by these algorithms on YouTube. Some of us are fortunate enough to have been to get on Rockfin, which is great. So check out the Rockfin channels too. We're all over the place. We've got there's just so many people, too many to list here, which is, like I said, it's a good thing. Better to have too much than too little. Jimmy, have a great night over there.
You too.
Hope you and the kiddies, I hope you don't have to spray your pussy anymore tonight.
Yes.
You do
the pussy has
you.
been controlled too much today. I should let them run free.
I mean, you do you, but I'm just saying, maybe might want to get a few extra towels, is all I'm saying. Yeah, so links are in the link tree below, link tree extra Bulla. Check out our spring store. Jimmy and I have some stuff on there too. If you can afford it, grab something. If you can't, at least spread the word. Maybe there's some rich fuckers out there that'll hook it up for you. Be nice to people. Get some free stuff. You might as well. The world's going to shit. You might as well take advantage of it. Good night, everybody. Wash your ass and wash your feet too. Not sucking no dirty toes. Right?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
Drop
So that's pretty awesome.
Shut up, bitch!